Hey Facebook friends and family, happy Sunday evening. How y'all doing? I hope y'all have been having a fabulous weekend. I wanted to come to you live this evening and talk about lies and manipulation. And yeah, this is a little bit cray-cray. Anyways, my name's Tabitha Jane. Thank you for joining me this evening. If you're new, hello, welcome. Go ahead and say hello, drop hi down below. And for those of you who hang with me on occasion, I appreciate you. I hope you do know that. Anyways, lies and manipulation. Yeah. This one is a little bit of a off topic for what I usually do. And well, off topic, on topic, kind of in between. But here's the thing. You ever feel like you're being lied to? You ever feel like you're being pulled in a direction whether you want that direction to happen or not? You're just being pulled there. And you don't really understand why. I'm talking on a bigger scope, y'all. Talking about marketing, politics, corporate America. Yeah. I'm currently working on, I don't know if it's going to be an article on my blog or if it's, I don't know what it's going to become, okay? But there's some things that I've uncovered and discovered that need to be, they need to be shared. People need to know. You know, we're being lied to, we're being manipulated, we're being used, we're being subliminally programmed. We are being controlled. And, I mean, like, we were born into it. So, you know, there's no judgment in saying this. I didn't even know this. I mean, it's like one of those really weird things where I kind of always, like, wondered about society and about how we react to things, but I can never really put my finger on it, so to speak. Well, I've gone down yet another rabbit's hole, and I'm learning a lot of things. And I'm working on, you know, writing it all up. And like I said, I don't know how I will publish it yet, but I kind of wanted to bring to you guys just to create an awareness, because I do feel really strongly feel that it's really important to share so that you have time to think your own thoughts and create your own awareness. Because what I think is relevant may not be what you think is relevant, and that should be okay. Should be. Not according to corporate America, our government, the institutions that control this country. Not what we think really doesn't matter. What am I talking about? Back in the 20s, as far as I can discern at this point, I mean, I've got pages and pages and pages of notes. But back in the 20s, it really started with Sigmund Freud and his research on the subconscious versus the conscious mind, and his perspective of how we as a society perceive things. And then his nephew, Bernays, hopped on the bandwagon, and essentially the conclusion was that we are too stupid to figure things out for ourselves. Yeah, we just can't be trusted to think for ourselves because we're just that stupid. I mean, you know, we're just giving in to our base animalistic instincts all the time, and, you know, if somebody doesn't program us and tell us what to think and how to feel and how we should do and what we should be doing, We can't figure it out. So, since the 1920s, that's been the premises of marketing, PR. It goes back that far, back to the 1920s. It goes back to, they decided that we're not intelligent enough, and we don't have enough discernment of our own. So if the country wanted democracy, oh yeah, it gets into democracy, it gets into religion, it gets into education. This is kind of a beast. But we have to be told what to do, how to act, how to behave, what is socially acceptable. Because otherwise we don't know how to behave on our own. And so they did studies. They did all kinds of research studies, control groups, where they brought people in and, yeah, hey guys, I just want to say, hey, I see you, but I really want to keep focused, so don't be offended if I don't comment, okay? Because I appreciate you guys, I really do. They brought in these focus groups, and they brought people in and gave them random testing, and based on the random testing, the outcomes, then they determined what was best for society. And going back to Freud's various determinations on the subconscious minds and the significance of the meanings of things, they created a whole strategy of manipulation, brainwashing, and systematic public programming. And like I said, I mean, as far as right now, what my research is showing me as it goes back, it really gets heavy in the 20s. I don't know if it started before the 20s. I got to do more research. So I'm not ready to share all of my findings, but anybody out there who has questions, if you want my documentation, message me. I'll be happy to shoot it over to you. But yeah, we've been programmed, we've been manipulated. All of the commercials, all of the programming, everything. All about getting us to be consumers and getting us to behave, getting us to be good little society people. We're supposed to do what they want us to do. And what was it like in the late 60s, early 70s with the whole New Age movement at that time where people were starting to become more individualistic? Oh man, that threw everybody for a freaking loop. And President Reagan actually employed their services to determine how to best get people to vote for him. Yeah. We've been manipulated, we've been played, we've been controlled, we've been brainwashed for well over 100 years. About 100 years right now, because like I said, it starts, what I can determine with my research, it starts about in the 20s with Freud's research. And so what we're going into 2020 next year. So we're looking at a 100-year span right now. I don't know if it started prior to the 20s. I've spent days digging and researching. That's why you guys haven't heard a lot from me. But I think this is really important for us to understand. Because democracy is supposed to be about freedom, right? We're supposed to have freedom of choice. We're supposed to have freedom of speech. We're supposed to have freedom of thoughts and freedom of ideas. And if we're being manipulated and controlled and we're being subliminally programmed by the freaking government, by corporate America, then they want their almighty dollar. Well, yeah, we all want money, but at the same time, not to the point. I think the vast majority of us would never do something intentionally degrading or hurtful to anybody else just to get a freaking buck. I mean, come on, y'all. It's a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper. Oh, and then there's that whole aspect too, which is another element I'm going to be diving into. So when I get all of the whole picture put together, I will be sharing it, but I just want to give y'all something to think about. You know, corporate America, insurance companies, the politicians, pretty much any institution, they've done psychoanalysis studies to determine, I mean, they've got us categorized, y'all. We're all slotted. Let me read the last one that I wrote down. So, the mainstreamers, they're the people who are mainly interested in security and belongings. The aspirers, those are the people who are worried about status and the esteem of others. The succeeders, they want to have control. And the reformers are worried about their self-esteem. We're so slotted, it's ridiculous. And we don't know any different because we've never been taught any different because we were born into it. And, you know, you go into the whole programming of, you know, from the time you're born until about 7 or 8 years old. Your mind is a sponge. You're inundated with all the things. And so you have no choice but to just soak it up, soak it up, soak it up. You're programmed before you even had a chance to take your first step. And then you started talking, you started walking, you were already slotted, and you were already categorized by these institutions. You were already a target. And they already had the subliminal programming and the conceptual programming. They already had it all in place to get you to conform to be the good little democratic consumeristic person so that they could make money off of you. Anyways, I mean, I have a boatload more. Anybody has any questions? I would love to hear your comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would like to really have a sincere intellectual conversation around all this. I'm happy to share with you my findings, my resources. I'm going to keep digging because I think that this is important. I mean, I was posted, what was it, last week or whatever, on my profile? It was completely personal about lies and manipulation. But damn! I don't like being lied to, and I don't like being manipulated, whether it's personal or from society. And I think if we could all come together and, you know, use our intelligence, because I think we are intelligent. I think they've severely, sadly, underestimated, but what they have successfully done is to keep us all so scattered. And they've kept us programmed where, well, I got to compare myself to you. What is it, the Joneses? You know, they keep us all in that state of mind where we got to compare ourselves to the other person, to the other person, to the other person. That in that own way, in that particular concept, they have been very successful, and they've kept us very controlled. We do it to ourselves, not even realizing, not even knowing. And I want to shed light. So anyways, like I said, if you guys want to have a discussion, an intellectual discussion, I would love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. I'm happy to share my resources. And I mean, some of them are scattered because a lot of this stuff I've been kind of learning here, there, and everywhere over months, but I'll do the digging and I'll go back to it. The other thing I want to share with you, though, is, you know, the one thing that they say is what? You are the sum of the 5 people you spend your most time with. And if corporate America and politicians and the news media and everybody else has created a society where we are so locked into our little bubble of reality, we have no prayers, chance in hell. When whatever, you know what I mean. We have no chance of getting out of our little slot in this life. Because that's what they've told us we had to be. That's that they've said how we have to be. And then we're spending our time with these 5 people. And statistics say, the 5 people you spend the most time with, that's the sum of who you become. How do we break free? We don't. That is part of the mind control manipulation game. We can break free. But without awareness, no. We're just a bunch of sheep following each other, the herd following the pack, bumping into each other's butts because we don't have a clue. Well, anyways, I wanted to bring that to you guys tonight. I'm letting you know this is something I've been working on. I don't know how long it's going to take. I'll give you updates. But yeah, I was a little bit fired up today because I was like, seriously? Seriously. I'm so insulted. I feel so degraded as just a freaking human being that we're supposed to be in a country of democracy, and yet they think, leadership thinks, we're such freaking fools, we're not capable of making our own decisions. So they've got to subliminally control and manipulate us. Yeah, what kind of democracy is that? That's just one aspect. I don't know, y'all. Again, I would love to hear what your thoughts are and hear your questions. Have a really intelligent dialogue about this, because I think through awareness and understanding and through intelligent exchanges of ideas, we can do something together. But, I, for one, like I said, it's just kind of, I don't know. I'll keep researching and I'll keep writing, and when I kind of get all my ducks in a row, I will publish something either on my blog, although this, I think already, it's way big. We'll see. It might be a blog thing. It might be snippets I share throughout. It might be a book. I don't know. But there's a lot. There's a lot of manipulation. There's a lot of lies. There's a lot of cover-up. There's a lot. And I, if nothing else, just want to create an awareness. Because without awareness, we can't even begin to have a chance to make a choice. Because we've been programmed from the time we were born. We never even had a chance. They made sure of it. So, anyways, guys, love you. I hope you have an amazing Sunday night. Look forward to hearing your comments and your feedback. And, yeah. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.